So in this activity, Q Clubbers, we're going to make a bug house. And it's really important to have lots of different insects and bugs in your garden, so we're going to try and attract them. So out of your box, you'll need your tubes and you will need your string. And in your box, in the plastic container, you should also have a thicker piece of string. So for this activity, you will also need that. Now, the items that are not in the box that you will need are a tin. Now, tins are a little bit different, so some of them you can open from the top with a ring pull. Now, those ring pull type ones leave an edge like this that can be quite sharp, but other ones that you can just open with a tin opener. So the ones with an opener, with a tin opener, leave a really smooth edge, not this sharp edge like that can cut little insects. So try and use a tin that you can open both ends with a tin opener to get rid of that really sharp end. So you'll also need to go out for a walk and collect lots of sticks or twigs or other things. Now, I've also found some pine cones, so I'm going to put those in my bee house as well. If you have all of those things, then you're ready to make your little insect house or bee house. So the first thing you'll need to do is cover the tin with the string. Now, I'm using the string, but if you would like to or prefer to cover it with the tissue paper and glue like we did with the butterfly houses and do your own decoration and pattern, then that's absolutely fine. It's just I wanted to make it look really, really natural, so I'm going to cover mine with the string. So I've taken a large piece of string here and I've wrapped it round and round and round, and now I'm tying a knot, and I'm going to trim the ends of those knots off so that it looks neat. And then I'm just going to get another piece of string and do the same the other side. I'm going to wrap round and round and round and then tie a knot off. Now what I'm going to try and do is keep all of the knots in a line in the same place, and that will be the top of my bug house, so that I don't have to worry about it, because that'll be the messiest side. We don't really want that showing, so we want that to be at the top. So I've trimmed both of those edges off, and now I'm going to get another piece of string and wrap that next piece of string around. So I'm just going to do the same here, wrap, 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 and then tie another knot off. And again, once it's wrapped, you can just push it all together and trim those edges off so it looks all a lot neater. Now you might want to do a stripy design or something as well, but I'm going to cover mine completely. Again, I've got all of those knots lined up, so all of the knots and the messy bit is all in the same place, so that won't show when it's hung up. So the next bit of string, wrap, 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 wrap round and tie off. And I'm going to trim those off as well. Now the longer the piece of string, obviously, the more of the tin that you will cover. So tie those off and trim the ends, make sure they're in line with the others, and push it all together. So you get it all straight in a line like that. So you could leave it like that and have that as a design, but I'm going to get another piece of string now and wrap that one round. That's a really long piece, and that will hopefully fill in all of that last piece of gap that I've got now. You can get into a bit of a tangle with the long string, so do be careful. And certainly if you've got cats, I think they might enjoy helping you with this one, because it does look a little bit like a cat scratching pole, doesn't it? So if you see, it's coming together now, and I've just got two more bits that I am going to wrap all the way round and go round and tie off again. And now it's nearly there, just got one last piece to do, and get my long piece of string to finish that one off and tie together. Now I seem to have a little straggly bit of string here, so I'm going to trim that off in a short while. The string looks to have a little bit that's sticking out, so if you can see, it's up there. Let me trim that one off, and that's it. Now I'm ready to fill it and make it a house. Remember all those in line. So I'm taking my first tube and I will be putting it into the tin. So I just want to jam pack this now with lots and lots of things that they will be able to get in between or in. It's really important on your walk when you go collecting sticks that you really get enough of these because you don't want to run out as you're making it. So I've been really lucky to find those pine cones because they will fill a lot of it up as well. So once we've put it in as much as we can and we can't fit any more in, what we need to do is get them all evenly distributed. So you want to have the same amount. So when you're filling yours, you might want to lie it down to fill up anyway, and that will make you be able to do it evenly from the start. I was just trying to stand mine up so you could see as I was doing it on the camera. So now, once I've got all of those, and they are absolutely, there's a little space there, so I'm just going to pop another one of my sticks in there, just to really get it all in tight, nice and tight. And this is where now, can you see it's all nice and tight there? And really a tiny little stick going there. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a gap there. If I had some tinier sticks, I could put those in as well. But unfortunately on my walk, I didn't get any tiny sticks. So make sure you get some when you go on your walk. So once you've got something that looks a little like that, you'll need your thicker piece of string now, because that's going to be what it hangs off of. So just put it around the centre and give it a good double knot here. I'm going to tie it, and if you see, I'm going to line it up with the other knots. So I've got all of my messy knots, look, on the top there, so it's not going to show when it's hung up. And I'm going to tie that up now. A really good tight tie, give it a pull, and then it's ready to hang up outside. Can you see? I'm just going to put that to the centre so it all looks neat with that piece of rope, and move it across there. And that's it. And now I'm going to take it out into the garden to hang up. It's just ready to go outside now. So here's mine all hung up in my garden. I've put it onto a different tree to try and attract some more things into my garden in different areas. Keep coming back regularly to check, but very carefully without disturbing it, to see if anything moves in. Keep documenting and jotting it all down in your John Muir Award book. And that's it for today, Q Clubbers. But be sure to check back soon for the next activity.